Yo, 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 what up, team? The Fupan Saber here. We're back with more Kagetsu Tohya. So, that's enough of Third Strike. Right? We're here for visual novels. So, we're going to continue on where we left off last time, which is Dawn. We're going to do the Dawn side story. Today, lucky item is chaos. Dang, that word is so funny now, bruh. Because of that weird Final Fantasy meme. Alright, let's start the game. 10 some nights to dream. Dawn. We're gonna start Dawn. This one's white. I don't even know what's the difference between white and blue, to be honest. Right. Whatever. Maybe, oh, I think white is fan fiction. Probably. I remember someone in the previous videos, right? Someone said that the side stories are written by fans too. I didn't know that. That's cool. This was Dawn. A dark road, a quiet park, the plunging silver light of the moon, the white moon in the sky, a gasp of wonder. A very large, a very fast, something is chasing me. Was chasing me. Before my eyes, resentfully, shattering the dark, was a shape, blacker than the night itself. No time to understand. Just a sudden gust of wind. That's all it felt like. The world suddenly seemed to spin. I could see the moon hanging in the sky. Suddenly, it was chipped. I let out a scream. Red moon. Why? Cold. Eerie moon. I saw the moon, so large, as if it were leaning over me. Scared. Going to swallow me. I could hear the sound of water. Sounds of a lake quietly spreading across the earth. Sinking. Sinking into the water. Dark. Sinking into that lake. Cold. The moon is so red. Red moon. In a black world. I was dreaming. In a dream from which I could not awaken. I dreamt. Dawn. Cool. I slowly awoke. Near my pillow, I could hear the rhythmical tick-tock tick of a clock, announcing its existence to the world. A look showed me that it was a few minutes past midnight. I wonder why I woke up. It's not something to brag about, but I'm one of those people who once they get to sleep, don't wake until morning. Even so, since I did not wake up in the middle of the night like this, it wouldn't be strange if something was wrong. Or maybe I just felt something happen. I sat up. The pale moonlight shining in through the window illuminated the room. A familiar room. There was nothing unusual. Tohno Shiki, capital letters. Room was the same as always. But what was this urgency boiling inside of me? My throat was rasping, dry, as if I had gone for days without a drop of water. A pounding deep behind my eyes. My pulse raced. My body temperature suddenly seemed to rise. I stood up and walked to my desk. I opened the top drawer, and there was a knife sitting there. Nanatsuya 7 Nights. Nanatsuya 7 Nights. Only that, carved into the handle of the solid, unadorned switchblade. In that series of events, 6 months ago, I had protected my life with this knife. I wiped away the dust and picked it up. It fit perfectly, almost as if it were an extension of my hand, as if it had no weight at all. The feeling of the knife helped calm me. Something is happening tonight. My experience told me that. However, it's not something a normal person like me needs to worry about, right? But for some reason, I had awoken, and I couldn't stop feeling like there was an important reason for that. I shifted the knife in my hand a few times. Then, gripping it tightly, I aimed for the terrace and began to walk. The thin curtains at the window opened and, prickling my skin, the crimson moon, a black world like a dark lake. The perfect roundness of the full white moon. I opened the window and let the cool, fresh air of summer flow in. The stagnant air inside flowed out. I took a deep breath. Inhale, exhale. I calmly looked up at the sky. The white moon. A very unpleasant feeling, almost as if something was broken. Like the moon floating the night sky, there was an emptiness in my heart. I clicked my tongue, tisk, at the reasonless unease that was born in my chest. Excuse. Then I went out of the terrace and jumped. The wind rumbled behind me with my passage. Unfortunately, with the strength of my legs, it was difficult to leave the Tohno estate in one bound. It was the easiest to leave the front door, but then either Hisue or Kohaku, one of them might be there. Then Akia would find out. If that happened, then she'd have something to say to me at breakfast time. If possible, I like to avoid that, because it's not good to worry my little sister too much. So I used the branches of the surrounding trees as stepping stones and headed for the wall. I knew where all the security cameras were located, but getting to the wall without being seen required a rather large detour. Sometimes living in a mansion with such large grounds is really a pain. Finally, I saw the wall. This wall, seeming almost as if it was built high enough to cut off the estate from the surrounding world, wasn't something I liked much. It always feels too gloomy. I leaped out over the rampart-like walls. My breath was not short in the slightest. Just then, huh? I felt my heart contract, my pulse race. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, the beating multiplied. 20, 50, 100. It was as if there were countless hearts within my body that had begun beating. No, it's probably just the ringing in my ears, because multiple hearts beating forth in chorus just couldn't be real. I dissolved into having heaving gasp. Impatience, unease, fear, and their oak ruled me, spreading through my body as if carried by my arteries. It felt as if some unknown person had stolen control of my body from me. But even so, my mind was calm. The hand I thrust out to keep from falling resounded surprisingly loudly against the wall. I thought and wondered if I might have hurt myself. My vision twisted. Pure red. A crimson world. As if a child had run wild with wet paint. Pure red. Clothes dyed black. Watery world. That was the view spread before me. I looked around. The world had completely changed. Just a moment ago, I had been standing next to the Tohno estate, but now it looks like an alley in downtown. Although I don't know of any red-dyed alleys. Right then, I noticed it. For a moment, I didn't understand what it was. After all, it was dark. And it wasn't any shape, I guess. But the main reason was that I didn't want to admit what it was. Because recognizing what it was would be bad for my mental health. My ability to accept it was probably low. But I soon understood. My mind quickly recovered. In times of conflict and crisis, the higher your ability to recognize and accept things, the greater your chance of survival. Because of that, the many times that I had towed the line of death, my ability to recognize and accept was far better than normal people. But this time, that was a better gift. Bitter gift. Filling the air around me was the scent of fresh blood. It was a mass of flesh. Immense, squash, torn, smashed, dissolved, utterly destroyed, human. In places, something white stuck out. Pink organs were scattered all about. Something gray had splattered from a round thing that looked like it might have been a head. Dragging something thread-like behind it, a ping-pong-sized ball had rolled along the ground. And there wasn't the right volume for one human either. It was an atrocious giant mass of flesh that was more than any person could bear to see. Something burned in my throat. Something telling someone to endure this would be a horrible thing. These incomprehensible to normal minds and dead bodies. As if seizing my throat, it burned into my eyes, that pure red. Drip, drip, warm blood still fell. A sniff filled my nostrils with a unique scent of blood. Did I do that? Did I kill them and turn them into that strange thing? I had no memories between the Tohno state and here, like blanks coming from a broken projector. So, did I do this during that gap? It should have been impossible. This isn't a deed that a human could do. To tear someone apart like that. That's not something a normal human would do. Could do. But then, why are my hands dripping blood? It's a safe bet the blood of these hands is blood from those bodies. Footsteps. They cleared my thoughts. Is that alright to be seen here? I don't know whether I did this or not, but being seen here would be bad. I looked around me, but this was a dead end. No place to run, no place to hide. Unable to think of anything, I just waited and watched for that person to see me. The last of the footsteps grew louder, and the approaching person stepped out into the moonlight and revealed herself. Ciel! Dang, she's smiling. A woman, body wrapped in dark clothing. Her age appeared very close to my own. When she looked at me, I saw somewhat intimate expression on her face. Did this woman not see the dead bodies? Well, no, she couldn't. If she was a normal person, then there's no way she could stand before bodies like this and have expression like that. And then, in front of a man with blood-drenched hands. It's been a while, Tohno-kun. She spoke to me in a friendly voice. Huh? I knew it sounded idiotic even as I spoke. My Tohno-kun, surely you haven't forgotten me. You're really quite cold, aren't you, Tohno-kun? Forgetting about me in just 6 months. Tohno? That's right, that's my name. Is it really? That's right. Tohno Shiki, know this girl. Ciel senpai. She smiled. That's right, Tohno-kun. Senpai, hadn't you returned to the Vatican? Yes, I was at the Vatican until yesterday. Then my superiors ordered that... Here, her lips twisted as if about to say something distasteful. Tohno, are you still with her? Her? Yes, Arcuid Brunstad. Princess of the true ancestors. Who? Yeah, I thought so. Well, since it seemed like she had not returned to the Millennium Castle, nor did she seem to be hunting down the remaining dead apostles, my superiors became a little uneasy about what she was doing. So I'm here representing the burial agency to keep an eye on her. But... Ciel senpai looked around, then shook her head. Gotten dragged into more trouble, Tohno-kun. Huh? This is impressive. Amazing destructive power. Was she the one that did this? Huh? Humans couldn't do this. Just look. Over there is a human arm. Torn cleanly off. With just human strength, this isn't possible. Anything that could do this is not human. Ciel senpai looked at me. There was nothing gentle in those eyes now. Her cold gaze, sharp enough to kill, speared me. Feeling that pierced gaze, I gulped. Tohno-kun, was she the one that did this? Was it Ark? Or was it a different dead apostle? If you know anything, please tell me. Sorry, I only just got here myself, so I don't know anything. I see. Well, if you say that, then I'll believe you. Oh, she put on a thinking expression as she passed in front of me and drew near the pile of fresh. Spotting something, she squatted and picked up some rod-like object. You dropped this, Tohno-kun. The Ciel senpai hand was a knife. This is your treasure knife, isn't it? Yeah. I took the knife from her. The blade was untouched by blood. However, when I took it, the handle was stained red. I was wondering, Tohno-kun, aren't you hiding that coat? Looking a little surprised, she pointed at my coat. Certainly, most of the time, you wouldn't wear a black trench coat in the summer. The next question would be whether I have any fashion sense at all. And since the front was still tight, it must look quite warm. But I wasn't as hot as you might think. It's true that an aloha shirt wouldn't look right on you, Tohno-kun, but even so, a trench coat at this point in summer? Yeah. At my response, Seo-senpai just sighed. Tohno-kun, she's a true ancestor, so she'd be fine with just a shirt even in chilled in midwinter. But you're human, you don't need to force yourself to match her. Yeah. She looked around again. It looks like I'm going to need to discuss this incident with her. Tohno-kun, you know what she is, right? No, don't know. I'm not going to pick a fight as soon as we meet. Right now, I'm sufficiently grown up after all. No, I really don't know. Is that so? Yeah. Okay, I got it. I'll search for her myself. Tohno-kun, you should probably get away from here soon. I'll be taking down the barrier. Yeah. Well then, Tohno-kun, when this incident is taken care of, I'll see you again. With that, Seo-senpai spun on her heel and walked off. I also started walking. First, I need to wash my hands, then return to the mansion. That's right. My life as Tohnoshiki is waiting for me. Tohnoshiki? Is that my name? Who is this dude? He keeps questioning himself. I don't trust him. But Ciel think that's Tohno. So maybe I trust her. Suddenly, my sight shook. All the strength seemed to flow from me. I said something had stolen control of my body. I said someone other than myself was moving it. I wonder, if I called out now, would she hear me? If I collapse here, my coat would be soaked with blood. So I thought then. What he thought. My gaze twisted. I am still dreaming. I awoke. A park bench. That was the first thing I thought when I opened my eyes. I was lying on a park bench. I sat up. There was no one nearby. The park was wrapped in darkness, with only the occasional lamppost lit. Other than that, the only light was that which poured from the heavens and pierced the eyes. The moon. The red. I'm not gonna say all that. Excuse me. You get the point. Moonlight. I was uncomfortable, but gazing at my surroundings was unpleasant. I stood and looked around again, but I heard nothing but the chirping of insects. So this is the park at night. I glanced at my hands. There was no trace of blood, nor any on my coat. As if to say that seeing those dead bodies was just a dream, all signs of blood were gone from my body. That's right, this was just a dream. It was nothing but a dream. Then I realized that there was something in my pockets. I pulled it out. It was a knife, handle smeared with something crimson. The proof that it was no dream. It really happened. But even in what's reality, what reason do I have to be afraid? That Seo-senpai person said it, right? That wasn't something done by a human. And then the only weapon I have was no blood upon his knife, his blade, right? I didn't do anything. I sighed in relief. It may be rude to those who died, but to me, the fact that it wasn't me that killed them is more important. Anyways, I'm not a murderer. I sat on the bench. What should I do now? Well, first I should go home, but what after that? Avenge those people? Out of the question. I had no confidence that I would survive taking on something that could kill people like that. Probably it'd be best to just stay in a mansion, waiting for the storm to pass. Being a hero like that isn't in character for me. I'm just one of those little people that take care of themselves first. With a grunt like some old geezer, I stood. The night sky was beginning to brighten. It must be almost 4 a.m. If I go straight home, will I be able to make it into bed without meeting anyone? Shiki! Someone called. Is it Ark? I look at his direction. At what had arrived without me noticing. A woman stood there. Yeah, it has to be Ark, right? I knew it! Yeah! She's the only one that really says Shiki, right? Seo-senpai says Tohno. Akia says Nissan. Hisue say Shiki-sama. And then Kohaku says Shiki-san. So only Art calls him Shiki. A woman stood there, wearing white clothes with golden hair down to her shoulders, crimson eyes, smiling a bright smile at me. A beauty. You don't see people this beautiful often. That earlier Sen Senpai was good looking too, but she couldn't compare to this woman. Dang! I mean, what can I say, bro? Siki's a sucker for blonde hair and red eyes. Me too, bro. What shining beauty. Even other women must admire it. Something wrong, Shiki? Dangerous. This one is dangerous. Arc? What? She smiled at me. A winning, warm smile. It shone purely with all the joy she felt for her life. I felt horribly jealous. And then, Arc's smile froze. You're not Shiki. Oh, shoot, I knew it. I had a feeling that wasn't Shiki, but then Seo didn't say anything. So remember what I said? I said that I believe Seo Senpai. If she said that that's Shiki, then that's Shiki then. I shivered as if some fever filled my body. And at that moment, my body jumped. I leaped backwards. That one leap opened the distance between myself and Arc by almost 30 meters. But even so, my shaking didn't stop. My body knew it was still well within her attack radius. Who are you? Crimson eyes, filled with unnatural powers, they glared at me. It felt as if a spear of ice had been thrust through my spine. Danger. My life was in danger. I could feel my death drawing closer. What are you? The air around her seemed to change. Almost as if wrapped in flames, waves seemed to rise in the air around her. I stiffened. Bloodlust. Striking out from Arc, a strong bloodlust, a lethal anger. If I'm exposed to this for even a few more seconds, I'll go mad. But there was nothing I could do. I could think of no way to run, and no way to fight. My thoughts just stumbled in empty circles. Glaring at me with her dreadful, killing gaze, she began to walk forward. One step, then another. The distance of mere 30 meters would take no longer than a breath for her, but she continued her deliberate pace. Ah! And let loose a howl. Oh! Maybe. Is he a werewolf? Is that why he's in a trench coat? Oh man. Not good. Something stuck in my throat. There was no way I could oppose this enemy and survive. This flesh would be pulverized. Just an overwhelming difference in strength. Like an elephant and an ant. That's impossible to overcome difference in strength just before me. Scared, scared, scared. This was unplanned for. I don't want to die again. My coat shook. Huh? Arc sounded surprised. From within my coat. What the heck were Nero? 3 black beasts jumped forth. Black beasts. Those 3 black dogs were blown away with a single swipe, an Arc's slender hand, and dissolved into a pile of something like black mud. Dude, we should have known with the trench coat, man. The trench coat was a hint. It's Nero. There was no further pursuit from Arc. Instead, those crimson eyes stared wearily at me. For me, it was quite convenient. But just what was that? Those black animals. It felt like they jumped out of my body. As if my body was entirely composed of those monsters. Yet there were still things I didn't understand. Those dogs were enough to make even a monster like this Arc conscious, even though she destroyed them with one strike. Nero Chaos. So you still exist. Nero Chaos. Who's that? It still exists. Isn't that a strange thing to say? Ignoring my confusion. Excuse me. Art continued to mutter. Truly, you aren't a dead apostle who bears the name of chaos. You survived even Shiki eyes of death perception. Or was that a spare body? Did you prepare a reserve body before you fought with us? Nero chaos. Black beasts. Something unpleasant filled my brain. Endless memories, or rather fragmentary images. A patchwork of lost still frames. No! This is dangerous! I'm Tohno Shiki, that's enough for me. Don't remember. If I remember, then I'll die. But is that okay? Back then, I was weak, but this time it's different. Her surroundings shimmered. The air near me suddenly felt cooler. No, it really was becoming colder. I said she was imagining it was becoming real. It's true that I cannot kill you myself, but I can keep you from going anywhere until I bring Shiki here. The air around me suddenly froze solid. Or so I thought. Huh? Art gave another dumbfounded gasp. She sounded as if she put her full strength into that attack, only to have it fail. Surely you haven't begun to approach true chaos. The overwhelming bloodlust began to fade. What does that mean? With a low rumble, countless more black beasts flew from within my coat. At the same time, I turned and ran. I could hear Ark shouting behind me, but I had neither the time nor the need to pay attention. I just ran for my life. I wonder what he looked like. Curious. What if this was like a possibility, right? What if this is a possibility? Remember that Ark give Nero weird mud and put it on Shiki to heal the wounds? What if that ended up being a backfire on Shiki and he turned into Nero Chaos because of that? That'd be pretty unfortunate for him. That's what I'm thinking this story's probably based off of, right? There's like a what if Neo is pretty cool too. The Matrix. What if Nero cells? What if his cells took over Shiki's body? That would be pretty interesting. The sun was so bright. I was walking, not anywhere in particular, just wherever my legs happened to carry me. After I ran away from Ark, I was wandering aimlessly. I wondered where to go. I wondered where I should be going. I'm not Tohno Shiki. Then am I the one called Nero Chaos? I really did kill the people back there. That beast. As that black beast, I was able to kill people in such a gruesome way. The black beast. The black beast. That's something I've forgotten. Something very important. All attempts at remembering failed, as if I was trying to put spilled water back into his cup. As if every rising memory was sinking into a sea of memories again. I opened the front of my coat. The dim light outlines the body that looks constructed. It feels elastic to the touch. Quite unlike human skin, it seems more like soft rubber. This is not a human body. I am no longer human? Certainly not with this body. Even though I hardly had time for it, I couldn't help but laugh. I walked past students in school uniforms on their way to club activities. I walked past people on their way to work. I just gave them a fleeting cold glance as passing. Did I have any allies in this world? Without memory, hunting people, a monster. The sun was so bright. I felt like the sunlight itself was stealing away my strength. But where could I relax? A hotel? A deserted house? A park? Where would I be safe? Then I remembered. The safest place in the world. Whoa, it's a house. Yamase. Oh, whoa! Are we going to get Nero lore? Hold up, let me read this now. I'm paying attention. Yamase. Read the nameplate before the house. A normal house, a normal neighborhood. I passed through the gate. I tried the doorknob, but of course it was locked. So I picked a potted plant that sat next to the entranceway and pulled out the key that lay beneath it. Ah, hiding the key in a place like that truly careless. It should be hidden somewhere a little more subtle. Even though there's nothing valuable, they really should take at least that much care. Never can tell when a murderer might come sneaking in. I slipped the key into the lock and turned. Click. The sound of the door unlocking. I turned the knob and slid inside. Yeah, who knows, right? Never leave the keys outside the house. A murderer just might walk in. The house returned to silence. It didn't feel as if anyone was in the building. I casually strolled in. I'm home! No response. Of course. This house residents had already left. If they hadn't, there would be no need to put out an extra key, would there? In the house with just a mother and a child, then obviously the mother would already have left for work by this hour. I'm home. Smiling at my own silliness, I looked around. So what should I do now? I started to think then. I'm hungry. I need nourishment soon. The strength of my flesh is growing weaker. Huh? I felt my heart contract, my pulse race. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. The beating multiplied. 20, 50, 100. This time I knew what those heartbeats were. The heartbeats of the black beast that I'm made of. Opened the front of my coat, and I could see countless red eyes floating in the black rubbery surface. Countless starving eyes, imploring me second by second to give them their chance to come forth. An incredible strength, entreaty filled my head. My gaze began to twist. No. My consciousness began to vanish. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. If it happens here, then when this house residents return, the chance of meeting those black beasts is too high. Beneath my clothes, my body twitched and bulged. Frantically controlling it, I headed to the kitchen. Make a sandwich. Marshalling. There you go. Marshalling my faded mind, I spotted the refrigerator. The Yamase family proud purchase. The giant fridge that once each week is filled with all the food for the family, specially brought at the store for just that purpose. I opened it. I pulled out some raw meat and shoved it against my body. If it slurped, it was sucked in. I could hear chewing sounds. I pushed more meat against my body, and again, it was sucked in. About the time all the food in the refrigerator was gone, my hunger finally stopped. For some reason, I was very sad. Closing my coat, I directed my legs up to the stairs, to the second floor. Don't go there. I don't need to know. I stepped forward. My body was struck by draining exhaustion. Step, step. Another step. At the top of the stairs were the doors of 2 rooms. Maiko room. And then a Kimi room. 2 cute nameplates, name written cleanly in hiragana, hung on the doors. I stood before the door labeled as Maiko. I gulped. For some reason, I knew I shouldn't open this door. Probably it'd be best to turn around and just walk away. But I knew that I need to open it. I stood staring for a moment, then opened the door. Inside was a neat and tidy room. A pink carpet and a bed adorned with cute dolls. Feels like a girl's room. I entered the room. My sight began to shake dizzily. I wanted to leave as soon as possible, but there was something I needed to do here. For myself, the room condition. Something about it really bothered me. It was too tidy. It was as if there wasn't anyone who actually used the room, but it got cleaned anyway. As if to be ready for the occupant return at any time. I glanced into the trash can. As I expected, there was nothing inside. It was just collecting dust. A dusty trash can. There could be only one reason for that. This room wasn't being lived in. I turn to the desk. I pick up the notebook. Supposed to be cute, maybe. In rounded letters, the content classes were neatly copied. From just this one notebook, I could grasp the personality of the room inhabitant. Then I noticed an adorned picture frame. I reached out to pick it up, then froze. This emotion. This is terror, huh? Just looking at that frame awoke a deep, binding terror. It stopped me from doing anything. But there was only one thing I could do. Sucking in a deep breath, I gathered my courage and reached out to the frame. The picture in that frame looked to be a family picture. A woman who seemed to be a mother, and two girls. The two girls. One girl with long hair. The one more girl, very similar to the long hair girl, but with short hair. Happily smiling. The mother looking on, smiling gently. Ah, that's right. Pitter-patter, it crumbled. My dream crumbled. I returned the picture to the desk and then pulled the photo album off the shelves. The records of two girls growing up, both so happy. As if the two of them were a single set, fit into a single picture. What is this feeling in my heart? My head shook. My gaze turned red. Then the world broke. Run! I hear that shout from somewhere. What was that about? I looked around, but I didn't see anything happening. But somebody seemed to be in danger. That voice seemed quite tense, not at all joking. If that's true, then I should go help. Yeah, people should help each other. Oh shit! Is this the girl? Let's keep going. I'm a black belt in karate after all. Oh, black belt in karate? Against a vampire? Against a knife? Now I'm pretty sure myself. Today was special after all. In that silver-lit park, I moved quickly towards the voice. Damn, you idiot! You moved closer! This body's all cracked. My nourishment has been quite insufficient. A quiet voice. A different person than before. Conveniently, it seems something nutrition has arrived. Don't! With heavy, rhythmical footsteps, some huge black thing ran towards me. It looked like some black beast. Ah! As my scream escaped, the wind slashed by my face. Dang, this is the girl! We're the girl that Nero killed. We're not Shiki. What? My vision tumbled. A deep red puddle was spreading. My clothes were drenched in something cold. Even though I knew I needed to flee, my body wouldn't move. Like this, my clothes would be stained all red. My favorite clothes. That's my little sister gave me for my birthday. I wonder if it'll come out in a wash. What do I do if it doesn't? Maybe I should take them to the cleaners first. I can feel something dragging me. Stop, I don't want my clothes to tear. It may not bother her, but it will bother me. Dang. In the sky, a pure red moon. As if my eyes were filled with blood, a pure red moon. I like the white moon, but I hate this red moon. Crunch, bite, tear. Rip, chew, swallow. I feel a little sleepy. But I need to get home. Today's my sister's birthday. Aww. I need to finish getting her present ready. And that's right. That was my face. That was me in that photo. That was where I died. The dream is over. I'm home. Mom, you there? Oh shit. No! Followed by footsteps climbing the stairs. I didn't know what to do. Should I run? If so, then jumping out the window would work. With this body, that'd be easy. But I couldn't. I, Yamase Michael, went to meet this girl. Behind me, I heard something heavy fall to the floor. I turned around. There stood my little sister, Yamase Kimi, wearing a shocked face. She get a Sprite. What? Nissan? Long time no see. You look good. I'm glad. Nissan! Oh! This is kinda sad, bro. With flowing tears, Akemi tried to embrace me, but I avoided her. That earlier feeling couldn't escape my mind. Nissan? Sorry. There's a reason I can't hug you. That doesn't matter. I knew you were alive. Oh god. Nissan. We've been worried. It hurt. My heart hurt. My crying sister, it hurt. Hey, Akemi, I'm dead. Huh? I beg God. Just for today, I return to this world. That can't be, Nissan. It's true. For a moment, I hesitated, then flung open my coat. Ah! Akemi held both her hands to her mouth and stepped back. My body was nothing but a black mass, with only the outlines of a woman's body. No surprises, she's scared. Why did she think that's Shiki? What the hell? There's something in my eyes. I'm not crying. My eyes just, I forgot to blink. I expected it, but seeing that reaction from a beloved sister hurt. See, my body doesn't belong to this world anymore. Nissan, you know, just a guess, but the reason I came back to this world is probably for you, Akemi. So I could tell you happy birthday. It just occurred to me. Oh my god! Nissan? Stay well, okay? Take care of yourself. I'm always be watching over you. And stay out of the park at night, okay? Dang. Nissan, wait! At least wait for mom too. Sorry, I'm already out of time. No, not like this. One-chan, you finally came back. Akemi's cute face twisted up and tears poured out. One-chan. Oh yeah, how nostalgic. Long ago, Akemi used to call me that. Oh yeah. Oh. I'm not crying, dude. Fuck you. I told you, I didn't blink. I think something came on my eyes, bro. Like dust. Dust, like, got all over my eyes. But at what point did she start calling me on One-chan and start using Nissan? That's right, it was when she entered high school. I felt it was too childish and I got mad at her about it. When mom was off at work, I was the one who took care of Akemi. That's why she always followed me around. Always quietly crying, following me. To protect my sister from bullying boys, I studied karate. And the end result of my karate studies opened her heart. And from then on, she always stuck to my side. Even though she was far smarter than I was, she took the same entrance exams just to be in the same high school as me. Hold on. Something cool happened. I knew it. I'm fucking godlike. They tries to make her stand on her own. I push her away a little. I know that sounds weird out of context, but you'll see if you keep watching my YouTube videos. Ever since then, Akemi referred to me as Nissan. Let's just say I got everything right for Melty Blood, bro. All the characters. Just one more character left. One-chan, me and mom, we always believe you come back. We knew you definitely come back. It was like seeing the past Akemi all over again. Sniffling, sobbing, my little sister. Why can't I cry? Is it still a Shiki dream? This is not Shiki. This is, Maiko. Maiko is the girl that got killed by Nero. We're seeing her side story. There are so many things I want to tell you, so I'm waiting for you. It hurt. At least one day. It hurt too much. I just silently walked past her. Wait, One-chan! Akemi grabbed my arm. Her hand began to sink into my flesh. I slapped her hand away. One-chan! Looking at her hand, my dear sister's face was scared. Stay well, okay? Dang, giving my farewell, I left the house. I could sense Akemi chasing me, so I shook her off with one great leap. I wonder what I should do now. Eventually, night came. I stood alone in the park where I died. Maybe they'd grown too starved, but somehow I managed to maintain control of my body. However, I could feel the end approaching. If I should lose control, then the beasts on my body would probably feel their hunger on all the people nearby. I don't want that. I don't want there to be any more people like me. So I silently stood, watching the night sky and the slowly sinking moon. Ah, the pure red moon. Red as if dyed scarlet. Part of me was horribly impatient, but another part horribly calm. Utter enviance. So, this is what it feels like to wait for your execution. How I acquired this form, I don't know. In my mind, it really is near miraculous. If possible, I really wanted to spend more time with my family, but I can't. I don't think I could restrain myself from eating people. How much time passed? Suddenly, I felt someone arrive. Then, so you're here. Such confidence. Although your shape has changed. The voice of two women. Dang, CL and Ark. Ark and CL-san. Sen? CL-san? What the hell was that? Oh, that's weird. I stood up from my bench. Senpai! Oh, she was gonna call it Senpai. That's right, Michael! I don't know her backstory. Maybe she went to Shiki school. The two I had been expecting, but also protected behind Ark back, a single man. He wore a pair of glasses over a grim face. He must be Tohno Shiki. He staggered weakly. His face was very pale. No matter how you look at it, this one was one unhealthy young man. Is it alright for him to be here? Ha, here am I about to be killed, and I'm still worrying about others. Dang, Shiki! Oh, that was CL. CL-san swing her arm in a simple motion. Dunk, 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 3-needle blade pierced my body. The tip stuck out of my back, but there was no pain. No feeling being stabbed at all. I put the blades out and tossed them aside. They rung loudly as they hit the ground. As I said, CL, our attacks won't work on that. So it seems, Ark. To get hit by my black keys and not even twitch, well, a normal vampire couldn't manage that. I couldn't ignore those words. What, you can't kill me? That's right, we can. Your flesh is now very close to the real chaos. Chaos itself is a world of its own, fusing heaven and earth. To destroy that chaos, that is your flesh, would require enough power to destroy the entire world. God damn! I didn't know that. What? Ever since the earth was created, nothing has had that much power. But Shiki's different. Right, Tohno-kun eyes of depth perception can kill even an entity like you. Because Tohno-kun can kill, not the concept of chaos, but rather the concept of you. So that's why you brought someone so ill? That's because you were separated from Shiki body. Ark shouted almost angrily. No, she actually was angry. For some reason, you, a piece of Nero, ruined that should have stayed part of Shiki body, developed its own will. That's why you and Shiki were both around at the same time. If it weren't for the blood of the two girls, even bringing Shiki here would have been really dangerous. Now I understand. This body-starving hunger isn't actually hunger. The one that originally used his body used some method to describe the structure of flesh was to maintain. But to a normal person like me, that sort of difficult trick is impossible. In the end, since I separated from Shiki-kun body, the body needed to draw in new shape information from outside the body. In other words, this wasn't just a simple hunger. Collapsing existence. reversion to perfect chaos, and the technique to prevent that. To preserve this body, to preserve a human-like body that would not fall into chaos, they needed to supply something similar, thus eating people. After all, I can't live on without killing people. I am a monster, after all. Although to think about it, wasn't the start of all this because you taught Tohno-kun some of the fragmented magic of your meager knowledge? Xiao-san gaze caused Arc to flinch. That's Xiao! I did it for Shiki! In the end, it ended up like this, didn't it? I'm truly looking forward to watching you explain this to Akiya-san. A righteous smirk graced Xiao-san's face. What? No! Shiki, say something! Well, Arc was just thinking about my lifespan when she taught me that. Jealousy. A superficial, playful argument between people who don't even dislike each other. Akim and I used to argue like that. Why are these three people playing out such a cruel scene before me? Like a scene from normal, everyday life. Get up in the morning, eat breakfast with the family, go to school, chat with friends, return home, eat a family dinner, sleep. The utterly boring, irreplaceable, precious daily life. Mom was there, and Akemi. That quiet, restful scenery. What I now long for from the bottom of my heart, what I cannot ever have. Such a small thing. Until you lose it, you never even realize it was there. That giant, desperate desire. Why are they forcing me to watch that? I pulled a knife out of my pocket and tossed it to Shiki-kun. As I expected, Arc-san grabbed it out of the midair before passing it to Shiki-kun himself. Then Arc-san and Xiao-san both silently stepped back. The pale-faced, ill Shiki-kun is to take care of me, it seems. Dang, that's Shiki, bruh. He's ready. A human would take care of me. With a sigh, he removed his glasses. Oh shit! Bro, the eyes of depth perception. Why does Nanaya eyes look like that though, bro? Whatever. Blue eyes. Terribly cold, evil eyes. As if shining with their own light. Those fascinating eyes. They left the same feeling in my heart as Arc-san crimson eyes. Suddenly, the beast began to writhe within my body. As if triggered by the magic of those blue eyes, and maybe they simply understood how dangerous those eyes were. Survival instincts. They suddenly awoke, but I forced them down. The beast struggled for a little, but grudgingly subsided. How skillful I've become at controlling this body in just a few hours. Shiki-kun gold eyes quietly watched me. Do you think you can kill me with that little tiny knife? Deliberately, I jested with him, but he still said nothing, just continued to silently watch. Is it just my imagination that he looks like a predator waiting for his prey? Why don't you say something? I suddenly broke into a run. My body felt so light. In a moment, my surroundings were left behind. No joke, just pure physical strength. I clenched my right hand. A hard, boulder-like fist. Just a single strike from its body and a human would die easily. It had that much strength, I now knew. But for that same reason, I held back. I don't want to kill anyone anymore. Shiki-kun dove under my fist and stuck out his knife. But a tiny blade like that one couldn't kill me. So there's no reason to bother dodging. I wish he'd get serious about this. The knife pierced my chest. Then, I felt a chill that penetrated all the way to the bottom of my heart. The instant I felt myself being stabbed, I knew that I was beginning to fade. That this was probably a fatal wound. One that I would definitely not be able to revive from. My mind began to scatter, sinking into the darkness. Thankfully, it didn't hurt. I don't want to hurt anymore. Suddenly, my body jerked and writhed. With his commander, me dying, the beast that composed his body began to run wild. As my thread was stretched to its limit, their struggles became stronger. From my body, starving beasts, bears and tigers, lions and wolves, shark and other creatures I couldn't recognize, sprang forth like water from a fountain. But those are countless beasts jumped from my body and attacked those three people. They were pierced by dark needle-like blades and killed in a single strike from Arc-san. It's alright. Those people can actually kill me. It's alright now. Now what? Is he dead? Oh, I meant she. She dead? Dang. One-chan! A familiar voice from a girl that shared my blood. At the edge of my fading sight, several beasts ran towards that voice. My mind, melting into darkness, suddenly returned. No, wait, Shiki saved her! Wait, is she dead or not? Ah! Collapsing, breaking, fading. My flesh, my soul, my mind. But if a miracle had brought me back once, then a miracle could help me again. So I ran. Suddenly, my body, or rather my spirit, was crumbling, turning into a vicious black mass. Nah, she's dead, bro. Just a little more. Before that precious girl, one beast, a large black tiger. With a roar, I grappled with the beast. Akemi looked at me in surprise. Shikun arrived and half-stepped behind me, with a flash of his knife. The tiger collapsed. And just like it, I too collapsed. Damn, killed her in front of her sister. Bye, huh? Akemi began to cry. Behind her stood Arc-san and Ciel-san, looking unhappy. And bewildered, as if he didn't understand what was happening, Shiki-kun. One-chan! No! Don't die! I'll do anything, please! Summoning all my remaining strength, I smiled. So that in the end, I could show Akemi my best face. One-chan! Akemi is still such a crybaby. But I cannot protect her anymore. Akemi smile. Huh? I can't. If you come back, then I'll smile, but I can't. Distant. My mind was fading. My spirit's fading. Akemi, smile. For me, too, smile. At the end, let me see your smile. Oh, One-chan. Okay. I'll smile. See? I'm smiling. Be strong. I was always there to protect you, right? The world was dark. Everything growing so distant. Dang, bro. I can't cry for her, bro. One-chan. Twinkling tears fell on my face. I wonder if it looks like I'm crying. The moon. So beautiful. Damn, bro. She said the same thing Shiki said when he first saw the moon. Pure white moon. The white moon in the sky. The crimson washed away by those tears. The end of my dream. My dream so short yet so long is now over. Dang. Hey, scenario Maru-kun. So this was by a fan. This is a fan fiction. That was still nice. I like that a lot, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It did make me a little bit, you know, it tugged the heartstrings. It definitely tugged the heartstrings, man. That was sad, bro. Because you never really think about the people that died in Tsukihime, right? You just cast them off as NPCs. I guess because they are, but they had a family too and a life. And it's all gone because of Nero and Roa. They killed so many people. Kagetsu Tohya production notes. Like last time, the character sprites were colored by the art director. He tried his best. 100 pages in 3 days? Wow! Who's the art director? Dang, that's a lot. Christ. All right, so one more clap. That was pretty nice. So that was pretty good side story, Dawn. But with Dawn done, we can begin the main story. We're going with day 30.